Good morning, everybody. We are starting to see some 30s in the forecast. Got a little feedback here, but we are going to warm up nicely, getting into those mid 40s going into the rest of the day. So here's what we're looking at going into the afternoon hours. A lot of our temperatures will start to warm up into the 40s. Going into the evening, though, we do see some increasing clouds. And then that'll drop us into the low end 40s. But thankfully, this morning was the last of we'll see of those chilly conditions where temperatures start out in the 20s. So a lot of our lows this week are expected to get back into those mid 30s, low end 40s. So keep that in mind. Making your plans each morning may need less of a jacket, right, going into the next day. So we're still going to keep it a little chilly today. Lots of us still in those mid 30s for the moment. We'll see that for the next hour or two. But as we get to the 3 and 4 o'clock hour, that's when we'll hit the peak of the day, seeing upper end 40s across the valley. Some folks, it may be hard to come by, dealing with the fact that some areas have increased cloud cover more than others, but keeping that in mind and keeping that on the forefront, that will still have your temperatures in those lower end 40s. So not too far off. Looking ahead to the week, the rest of the week, we do have some late plans of rain going into Wednesday. Very small end chance, and it looks like it's going to start really off of this storm, the storm system we're watching for Thursday. I just realized my alert days are off for you, so we're gonna switch to something a little different, but I'll still go through and explain. Did it freeze? I don't think Max wants to cooperate. There we go. Takes forever sometimes to get Max going where it needs to. So again, we have some late showers possible going into Wednesday, and we are seeing that kind of pick up for Thursday's storm system. There's a low that's going to sit north of us, and right now that just kind of increases heavy rainfall for us and also gives us some thunderstorm conditions, and even with that low being farther north in its positioning, that gives us less of the severe threat. So if it stays north, we should be just fine. If it starts to move a little closer toward our area, farther south, looks like that could ramp things up a little bit. Right now, the biggest deal is the fact that we will deal with some strong winds at times, around 30 to 40 miles per hour, and we'll see thunderstorms out of Thursday. That's our first alert weather day for you. So we'll expect to see that heavy rainfall, and I've got a graphic on that, just how much we'll get coming up in a second. But looking ahead to Friday, the small rain chance that you do see, you can kind of see there's rain chances on the cusp of the valley there in the eastern end. That's really just those leftover showers that we'll see, because most of Thursday will start to pick up, and heaviest of showers, I want to say that's going to be like late morning, midday, that we start seeing that in the valley, and it spreads throughout most of the day, even into the evening. We'll keep it around steady rain most of the afternoon too. We'll have some light showers on the back end of everything. Moving, as it moves, you can see through Thursday and Friday, starts to move southeast. So we'll see a cusp of those showers in the early morning hours of Friday. So a couple of folks on our eastern front, maybe Jackson, DeKalb counties specifically, but you may run into some rain chances going into your Friday morning. If you are an early riser around 4 or 5, maybe even 6 o'clock, but we're expecting that to be the last of it, because then it's going to be dry. You can see behind it with those rain chances all the way out to the Shoals, Florence, and Lauderdale, Colbert counties. Those folks won't see any rain on Friday. So that's why there's not that much of a chance. There's not really even a chance on Friday, because it's really the leftover of Thursday. So not expecting a washout. And I know this graphic is a little deceiving on that, but I wanted to make sure I touched on that just to be 1,000% sure. So again, Thursday, first alert weather day, due to the amount of rain that we'll see. Let's see if Max wants to pick up. There we go. So the amount of rainfall we are expecting to see from Thursday night or Wednesday night into Thursday night, it's an increased amount. Yesterday, this model was picking up, this particular run was picking up roughly an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. That was about as high as it went. And you can see now we're starting to see 1.5 inches out of Arab and Phil Campbell. Even a decent inch in Athens. Everyone's got about an inch. We have a couple of areas that miss out in the north with some of the heaviest rain. But as the rain tracks through, we're noticing the lighter end of it is what the north sees, and it starts to gain intensity as it moves through the rest of the valley. So that's where we're seeing some of that heavy rain going into parts of Thursday late morning, early afternoon. So with that being said, make sure you tune in. I'll be on TVL. It's going back to a full hour in the next couple of days. So that's exciting. And then tune in for TVL, and then also tune in for the noon show where I'll walk you through the 100%. We'll go from start to finish with that timeline of what your Wednesday night into Thursday, really all day and Thursday night, what that's going to look like if you have some Thursday plans. If you had anything outdoors, you may want to go ahead and move that indoors. That's our first alert weather day. Right now, low end severe threat for our folks that are just joining. Low end severe threat, not expecting anything beyond our thunderstorms and some gusty winds, about 30 to 40 miles per hour. Still a threat there with that, but as far as, strong thunderstorms and tornadoes even go, very low end with that, very low end. So the biggest deal here is definitely if you have lawn furniture, things of that nature that are unsecured in your backyard, your front yard, somewhere around your house, make sure you are securing those things going into Thursday, because we are going to experience some strong wind gusts as we go through most of the day with these showers. And it's going to be an all-day event for anyone that may have missed that. So again, what we're looking at right now is the forecast rainfall. I'm still seeing a couple folks join. So what we're expecting to see out of that is a lot of our communities over an inch of rain. A couple areas, Fayetteville, Pulaski, Florence, even I believe, and I know there's not really a model up there, a reader up there for Giles County, but that's even a spot that's expected. Giles and Wilson expected to see some heavy rainfall by that point as well, but they'll miss out on about the inch of it. Looks like it may touch an inch in a spot or two, but for the most part, less rain for the northern folks. It starts to gain intensity and just pour down over the rest of the valley, going into once across the state line, really, from Athens over to Russellville, so as it moves southeast. So with that being said, again, tune in at noon. I'll give you a full run through of what to expect for the next couple of days, and even going into Thursday, we'll walk all the way through that timeline. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week if I don't see you. So with that, have a great rest of your day.